Making plans for your 5-year-old to attend kindergarten next year might be the last thing on your mind. It might seem early to start making plans for next fall while you're still in the middle of this winter. But we're here to tell you it's time.
I think you should start thinking about kindergarten now.
Yesterday.
It can be helpful to start thinking now about what you'd like to do next year. What school will your student attend? How will you register your student for school? What is the kindergarten Supplemental Hours of Instruction program? How do you apply? In today's Connect Canyons podcast, we'll answer all of those questions and more. We're joined by Instructional Supports Administrator Kenna Sorensen and Teacher Specialist Leanne Fisher to discuss everything you need to know about kindergarten. If you're feeling overwhelmed or worried about sending your little one to school for the first time, you're in the right place. We're here to help make that back-to-school moment a little easier. The transition to kindergarten can be a big step for families who are going through the process for the first time. But sometimes, believe it or not, the change can be harder for parents than the students. As a former kindergarten teacher for 6 years, Leanne Fisher says it's important to remember that kids are resilient. Their attitudes toward school can be influenced by the messages they hear at home about school.
Really, every child is ready for kindergarten, according to the state, according to research, at 5 years old, when they are before on or September 2nd. So let's give our children the opportunity to try. As a family, let's try and start those conversations now with looking, but also start those conversations.
It's kind of like making a groove in a piece of wood. And the supplemental program allows time to make the same groove deeper.
Canyons District has the best teachers, let alone the best kindergarten teachers. We have the opportunity for the students to stay longer, and that's what your tuition is paying for them to be there longer. So the students are still following the same scope and sequence that a half-day teacher is. They're just able to go a little bit deeper with those standards. But those students are still following that same scope and sequence. So if they're teaching this standard this day, no matter what, if you're in half day or full day, they're still teaching that standard. I'm just going to be able to go a little bit deeper because I have more than 2 hours and 40 minutes. I have a full day. Students in a half day program are also going to have a longer opportunity for the oral language block. They're going to have that time to have their lunch, their recess, and then they have the brain booster, which we also offer in the half day, but they're going to have a little bit longer of an option and opportunity for the brain booster program as well. So they get all of their academic core standards. It's just going deeper. It's not going faster. It's not going ahead. It's really aligning it parallel and going deeper with those standards.
Canyons' innovative supplemental kindergarten program was first piloted in 2016 in 4 CSD schools. Since then, the program has grown to 21 schools. The growth is determined by community interest and support, and whether a school has space for the class.
So it's really, really taken off. And we actually do get a lot of questions from other districts about how we're doing this.
Because the supplemental program offers more hours of instruction than a traditional half-day kindergarten class, there's a tuition cost associated with enrollment in the program, which covers the additional hours the teacher is at school. Tuition is $295, and Leanne about the best part of being a teacher. They both agreed. It's being around little people who are just so excited to learn, even if it's rocket science to them. As parents, we're learning too. So if you have questions, we're here with answers. Don't hesitate to check our website or send an email to communications@canyonsdistrict.org. We'll get through this together. That's it for us this week. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week, and if you like our storytelling, be sure to encourage a friend to subscribe.